All right, this is part 3. I have 53 minutes with my phone, so I will babble on for 2 more parts. So I'll babble on for 30 minutes, and I'll babble on for another 23 minutes, obviously. So you're looking at a long video. Because my battery was charged at like 90%, 100%, I'm able to what? I'm able to, my phone battery can last for about an hour and 55 minutes around there. An hour, about 2 hours. Depends on how much of my phone. If my phone is at 100% battery, I can make about a 2-hour video. If my phone is at 60% battery, I can only make like an hour and like 40-minute video. So it just depends on how much my phone's charged, how much my phone is charged, obviously. Because my phone was at 90%, I'm able to make like almost a 2-hour video for this video, obviously. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, because once I'm king, man, once I make that final announcement, that is it for Alvin Murray. You only have a month left of me on YouTube. I'm not kidding around. The countdown is really ticking now, man. You will only have a month left of me on YouTube. I'm almost done going over. I'm pretty much done volume 2. I'll be starting volume 3. Mid-October, I'll be done going over my book. And once I go over my book, I'm going to enjoy this last check that I'm getting. Enjoy my government checks, my extra government checks I'm going to get. Get beer, get smokes, get food. Watch my videos, watch games, watch movies, that kind of stuff. And then once I'm ready to make that, I'll make that Swimming with Sharks video early this month. And then after that, you have one video left in my miscellaneous series, which is my final announcement. And once I make that final announcement, I'm going to end my Lord of the Rings. I'm going to review my Lord of the Rings relog, end that series, make a few side videos. And once I'm ready to make that final announcement, I'm making that final announcement. And once I make that final announcement, I will go upstairs. I might take a few days off, get a smoke, enjoy myself. Maybe go for a nice walk late at night and have a smoke. Because I know all hell's going to break loose. And I'm going to be brave. I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to tell my family, hey guys, I'm done my book. I'm going to tell them, look guys, I'm done my book. You know what I'm saying? I need your help. I'll tell them, look guys, I'm done my book. I need your help. Because I know the doors are locked on me. And they're the gatekeepers. And I have to tell them my book. I'm going to tell my step family, look guys, I am done my book. And then once I tell them I'm done my book, they're actually going to sit me. They're going to, I don't know, they might wait a couple days to a week. I'll know the time has come whenever they say, Ivan, come upstairs, we want to talk to you. And I see every member of my family sit upstairs. I'm like, oh my God, this is serious shit. That's when I know the time has come, obviously, when they sit me upstairs. And because I have the keys, you guys will be listening in. There's a good chance they're going to talk to me late at night. This talk might happen late at night, perhaps. And then once I go upstairs, I'm going to be brave, obviously. I know the moment has come, obviously. You know how in the Bible, when Jesus was about to be betrayed by Judas, this Satan enters Judas, and Jesus says, whatever you want to do to me, do it quickly. It's kind of the same. Where do you think they get the idea from? Well, they get the idea from whenever I let my family know I'm done my book, and I go upstairs and they sit me upstairs, I'm pretty much going to tell them, look, man, whenever. There's some noise. Give me a sec here. Yeah. I have a lot of time left on my phone. I have a good 50 minutes left. So I'll have, so this video will come in 5 parts, or 4 parts, 4 long parts. So 3 30-minute parts, and then 1 23-minute part, which is good, obviously. I get to babble on for longer, obviously. And after I make this video, I'm gonna get shawarma, order some shawarma, and walk to the store. I love shawarma. Shawarma in Elmer, there's a shawarma shop in Elmer that's really good. I will get some shawarma, and then after I get some shawarma, I will take a shower. Order my shawarma first. I have to wait a good, I don't know, 15-20 minutes till the delivery driver comes here, Uber Eats, whatever it is, right? And then I'll take my shower, and then I'll walk to the store and get a beer and a pack of smokes, obviously, and enjoy the show when I come back. Obviously, I'm waiting for my stepfamily to leave. Obviously. Yeah. Yeah, man. you guys already know how top-notch the SkySource company I'm in. I'm going to keep saying this. Me and my wife don't even have to start SkySource. As the money that I make from my book sales, me and my wife never have to work again. We can live out that money for hundreds of years. So when I say I'm not playing around, I really mean it, man. I don't even have to put in all that work and start my film entertainment company. I can just build my $100 million condo, buy my yacht, travel the world of my life, and just live the life forever, man. I don't even have to start SkySource with her. As me and my wife can live all that money for hundreds of years. And so I don't even have to start SkySource. But I want to start SkySource badly because it's a dream of mine. Ever since I was in a short film, A Clean Slate, and I saw a glimpse behind the scenes. I always wanted to act in my own movie as a lead, obviously. I always wanted to star in my own movie. Before I knew the doors were locked on me, my dream was to make it into Hollywood, obviously. But I didn't know the doors were locked on me. Hence why I created my own headshots. I tried out acting. Acting didn't work out, obviously, because the doors were locked on me. Obviously, I had a few opportunities, but the doors were locked on me either way. I signed with some marketing company. I remember that marketing company had hookups for extras in Hollywood, extra roles in Hollywood, all that stuff, small roles in Hollywood. Because the doors were locked on me, I couldn't afford to what I was working minimum wage. I couldn't afford to fly to the States and be an extra for a movie role, obviously. But I had some good connections. I remember when I signed on with a marketing company, right, in America. They had access they had like extra roles for a couple $100 for Hollywood television shows, small speaking roles for like $1,500. They had some independent movies. They had some good stuff, but I didn't know the doors were locked on me, obviously. Right. So my point is, even if I wasn't a son of God, to this day I'd be successful. Because I'd be successful. As if I wrote Last of if someone wrote Last of Us Aliens, they'd be a billionaire. Even if I traditionally published, I would still be a billionaire. I'd make a good like $1.5 billion. If I'd take 50% of the pie, I'd make like $1.5 billion off the book sales. Obviously. And if I self-publish, I'd be even much richer, obviously. So even if I wasn't son of God, I'd be successful to this day, as I had so many opportunities of success in my life, man. When I mean, like, I don't mean to be cocky, but like I'm one of the lucky few who was blessed with opportunities in his life, man. I had a lot of opportunities in life to be very successful. I didn't know the doors were locked on me, but I had a lot of opportunities in life to be successful. I had my design program in Heritage. There's a lot of money to be made in design. There's a lot of kids who did design. They end up getting jobs in the government and work for private companies. And you start off at like $60K. You can make even $100K. If you can start off at $60K doing design, working for the government or working for a private company. You can, for design, you can also have your freelance business on the side. Make an extra couple $1,000 doing your business on the side. As I would have made, had I graduated from that Heritage program, I would have started off making like $60,000, $80,000 a year, working in the government or working for some private company. Working for a private company. There's a good chance I also would have had my own business on the side. I would have made that 60, 80, even 100 grand a year, man. And I graduated from that Heritage program, but the doors were locked on me, obviously. The Mobify job, right? Mobify job was even a bigger opportunity, as Mobify job was like my own business. The Mobify job was like my own. I was like a subcontractor. It was like my own business. The company, you ask for hours. So you ask for specific hours. You tell them the region that you want where you want to clean your houses, and you tell them your hours, and they find houses for you. I was willing to work 40+ hours a week, and so I would have made $700 to even $1,000 a week, perhaps even more. Right? I'm a hard worker. I would have made a good like 50 grand plus a year, and by now I probably would have been making like 100 grand, man. Had I gotten that job, I would have gotten my own apartment. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have bought a house. There's a good chance I would have probably rented. I would have rented a nice apartment in Elmer, Quebec. Because Quebec has cheap apartments. I would have rented a nice apartment in Elmer, obviously. I would have bought a nice used car. I would have went on vacation. I would have made some good money. I would have made $700 to $1,000 a week, man. The design thing I did at Heritage was a huge opportunity, obviously. But the real opportunity in my life was Mobify. As Mobify, the Mobify cleaning job I got is pretty much my own business, pretty much. I'm a subcontractor for the company. I would have made like $50,000+ a year, man, cleaning houses. I would have had to clean like 4 or 5 houses a day for me to make my $700 to $1,000 a week, I would have had to clean a good 4 or 5 houses a day, which I could have easily done. It's not that I'm a hard worker, obviously. I would have made like $700 to $1,000 a week, even more, $1,000+ a week. I would have made, man. I would have made a lot of money. So even if I wouldn't have been a billionaire, I would have been, to this day, I would be very successful, man. I would have made like, by now I probably would have made like 90, 100 grand working at Mopify, man. Because I would have pushed more. I would have gotten more. I would have cleaned more houses, pushed more. I would have worked more hours. I would have made probably 100 grand doing Mopify, man. So I would have, by now I would have had my own place. Perhaps I could have even bought my own house or bought rent my own nice apartment. I would have bought a nice used car. I would have went on a nice vacation. Hence why every time when the step families yell at me, I just ignore them and it's just noise because I don't want to hear any more of your bullshit, man. You locked all the doors on me. I don't want to hear any more of your bullshit. I'm not in the mood to deal with your bullshit anymore. So I had my acting opportunity. When I mean opportunities, when I tell you that I had a lot, Ivan, like how many opportunities did you have? I had a lot of opportunities for success in this world. When I took that headshot, a modeling company in Montreal called me up. I went to a modeling. I went for the interview. Obviously, I remember when I went to the interview for a modeling agency. A modeling agency contacted me. Obviously, a modeling agency contacted me in Montreal. Montreal is considered like what? You know how New York is pretty much the what? New York is the place for models. Well, Montreal is pretty much the place for models in Canada. Pretty much, it's like the top place, top city for modeling. I remember I went to an interview for a modeling company. I took that headshot. I took a headshot. I paid a couple $100. I made my own headshot, obviously. I remember when I went to the interview. I stayed at a hotel for 2 days. Obviously, I paid out my own money. I was working minimum wage. I was making like $500, $600 doing minimum wage, working at Coors. I went to Montreal. I had an interview with a modeling agency. Obviously, remember the lady told me, she said, "Okay, we're a modeling agency." What, you know what I'm saying? I remember the lady. She looked at my picture, and you can tell she looked at. I remember when she looked at me, I can tell she's like, "Oh my God, like we found a star. We found a modeling star." Because I'm white, I would have been successful. Obviously, we found our star. I remember she looked at my picture. She's like, you could tell she was, "Oh my God, we found our star." I remember she gave me this excuse. She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Yeah, Ivan, we know what I'm saying, like we like your picture a lot, you know what I'm saying, but we want to see another picture of you with your full body." I'm like, "You can see my body in this picture. You can see my body. You can see my body right now." And she gave this bullshit excuse. "Yeah, Ivan, you know what I'm saying, we like you a lot, you know what I'm saying, but what? We want another picture where we can see your full body more." And she's like, "Sorry, you didn't get the one." I now know why they didn't choose me, because the doors locked me. Had the doors not been locked me, that modeling company would have signed me instantly. Because I remember when I walked into that office, the lady looked at me, and when she looked at my photos, when she looked at my headshot, you can tell I saw that look in her face. She's like, "Oh my God, we found a modeling star." I would have been their top model in the agency, obviously, because I'm white, obviously. The doors were locked on me. Had I got signed by that company, I'd be a millionaire by now. I would have been the top. By now, this was 2015. By now, I would have been the top ranked model in Canada or around the world. I would have been a big model, man. Male models don't make as much as female models, but I'd be a top male model to this day, man. Because I remember when she looked at that picture, she's like, "Oh my God, we found our modeling star." I saw that look in her face. She had that look in her face. But the moment she gave this bullshit excuse, "Yeah, we want another picture of you, a full more body picture," that's when I knew what the hell's going on here, you know what I'm saying? And I now know it's because the doors were locked on me. But had I been signed, had I been signed by that company, that modeling company, I'd be a multi-millionaire. I wouldn't be a billionaire, but I'd be a multi-millionaire model, man. I'd be a famous, successful model by now. So not only did I have my modeling opportunity, I also have my acting opportunity. As when I signed on with that marketing company in the States, The marketing company had there were a lot of what? There were a lot of interviews. There were a lot of casting calls for independent movies. There were casting calls for extra roles and for Hollywood television shows, a couple $100. Small speaking roles for television shows. All that was there. I couldn't go to any of these things because I couldn't afford to go to America and to fly to America. I couldn't afford it. I was making minimum wage, obviously. At the same time, I didn't know the doors were locked on me. Hence why it didn't work out, obviously. It's I had my modeling opportunity, which didn't work out, obviously. I also had my acting opportunity. I had my design what? I had my design opportunity when I went to Heritage College. That didn't work out. And I also had my Mofway opportunity. So I had 4 opportunities to be successful. By now, I would have been, had I got signed with that modeling company, I'd be what? To this day, I'd be the most, because of why, I'd be the most what? Successful. I probably would have become the most, one of the top ranked male models, obviously. Because of why, and I have the God gene, I would have been the what? The most top ranked. Hence why every time when the Steph family sit me upstairs and yell at me, I just ignore them. It's noise. I tried my best in this world to be successful. You locked all the doors on me, hence I don't want to hear any more of your bullshit. And because so even though I'm a bit bummed out that these opportunities didn't work out for me, obviously, because I have the keys, during this whole time, I happened to read my book, obviously. So while I was trying out modeling, trying out acting, obviously, and I went to school, and I did design, I did Mofway. While all that was going on, I happened to be working on a book, obviously, and it's because God protecting my journey, obviously. Because I have the keys and I now wrote the best finance novel ever, I now get to be a billionaire. And I get to start my own film entertainment company. So even though modeling didn't work out for me, me and my wife are going to be what? Badass movie stars. We're going to be featured on the actors. We're going to look like models. I get to start my own film entertainment company bigger than all those Hollywood film companies. Obviously. So all those acting gigs I tried to get via that marketing company, for extra in the Hollywood show, small speaking role in the Hollywood show, independent movies. I now own my own Skystar Entertainment company bigger than all those Hollywood companies. As everything worked out for the good for me, obviously. I get to be a multi-billionaire. I wrote the best finance novel ever, and I get to start my own entertainment company bigger than all the Hollywood companies. As everything worked out for the good. Even though I'm a bit bummed out that none of it worked out because the doors were all locked on me, I'm still what? I'm still happy because I know I'm going to be multi-billionaire. I wrote my own book. I have the keys. I own all the rights to my famous novel. And so I'm gonna be a multi-billionaire. I'm gonna start my own entertainment company, bigger than all those Hollywood companies. Heck, I can start my own modeling company bigger than all those modeling companies, all those modeling agencies I tried to get into. Obviously, I'm not starting my own modeling companies. I'm not a fan of modeling. Modeling's nice, obviously. Me and Mark can make a shitload of money on magazines, but pictures are boring. As I'm more into movies and television shows, that kind of stuff. I'm more into film, hence why I want to start my own film entertainment company. I was thinking of having my own magazine, my Skystars magazine line, have all the actors featured in there and all stuff, but there's no point. It's just a waste of time. You have to hire writers. It's just a waste of time. I hire top-notch photographers, but the only thing they have to do is take pictures for the ad shoots featured on the website, the billboard in front of my building. You know, I'm saying the business ad shoots, the character weekly ad shoots, the training ad shoots, all that stuff. The 4K Blu-ray posts, the 4K Blu-ray case covers, and the posters, and the red carpet, and that's it. Let's see. I guarantee you guys are shocked. Holy shit, Ivan, you had a lot of opportunities in your life. Yeah, man. I told you, if the doors were not locked on me, I'd be successful. Well, I'd be fucking successful, man. I'd be very successful. I had a lot of opportunities. I had my Mofway opportunity. The biggest opportunity for me was that modeling contract, obviously. Had I been signed by that modeling company in Montreal, I would have obviously become famous, obviously. If the doors were open on me, I'd become famous, and I'd be a multi-millionaire by now. And I'd be a famous male model. Because of why, I would have become the most famous male model in the world, obviously. By now, I'd be the most famous male model in the world. Just like Kendall Jenner is the most famous model in the world, pretty much. I'd be the most famous male model in the world because I'm white, obviously. Because I have the God gene, obviously. Because the doors are locked on me, that was never going to happen, obviously. But at the time, I told you, I didn't know the doors were locked on me, man. I didn't know, man. I didn't know the doors were locked on me at the time. I was lost. I was lost. I woke up in 2018, 2015, 2016, so all those times when I wrote on VJ's wall, you know what I'm saying, 2015, 2016, at the time I didn't know I was God. I didn't know VJ was my wife. I didn't know that I was God. I didn't know that the doors were locked on me at the time. I was ignorant. I was a lost, ignorant kid, man. And then because I have God on my side in 2018, but I somehow found out about VJ. So even though the step families had me got me knocked out, I still somehow found out about VJ. I watched iCandy, that's how I found out about VJ. I liked her Facebook picture on Facebook. And that's how I found out about VJ. Hence, I had God on my side. It's not a coincidence that I get knocked out with a rock, and even then I somehow find out about my wife. Why? Because I wrote my own story, and I have God protecting my journey, obviously. Even though during 2015, 2016, 2017, Steph Fines kept yelling at me, telling me something good in my life, I didn't know the doors were locked on me. What? Because I have God on my side, I eventually figured it out. The moment I knew the doors were locked on me is when I applied to that mob fight job. So before that, I wasn't really sure. I'm like, okay, because I'm trying everything. I'm trying to make a living in this world. I'm trying to be successful. I tried out modeling, it didn't work out. I tried acting, it didn't work out. Because when that modeling agency didn't sign me, I was very shocked. Because I looked at all the pictures that they hang up on the wall. I'm like, oh my god, like I'm better looking than half these guys. How can you not sign someone like me? You know what I'm saying? Like I would make a lot of money for your company. And I now know why. It's because the doors were locked. That company would have, if the doors not locked me, that company would have signed me instantly. I would have been signed instantly. But because what? The agency would have signed me instantly. But because what? Because the doors are locked on me, that was never going to happen, obviously. And I didn't know at the time that doors were locked on me, obviously. And to this day, I'd be the most famous male model in the world, obviously. I'd be fucking successful, obviously. Oh my god, and you have a lot of success stories. Yeah, man. I had a lot of opportunities for success in this world. Most people in this world don't get that luxury, man. You know what I'm saying? Most people in this world, on average, make a good, like, $50, $60, $70. I had opportunities in this world to be rich, man. I had a lot of opportunities, man. I had my Modify opportunity, design. Well, for design, I probably would have made, like, 60 grand working for a private company, or, like, 100. But Modify, there was a huge opportunity there, because it's your own business, obviously. Would have made 100,000 plus. In a couple of years, by now I would have made 100,000 plus. Especially that modeling job, that modeling agency, I would have made had I got signed. But to this day, I'd be a multi-millionaire. I'd be rich. Hence why every time when the step families yell at me, I ignore them, and it's noise. And all I do is just ignore them. I work on my book, finish my book, get this video over with, and I get to be multi-millionaire. I get to be what? I get to start my own entertainment company. Bigger than all the film Hollywood. So even though I'm a bit bummed out that none of that stuff worked out for me, none of those opportunities worked out for me because the doors are locked on me, I know what? I know I'm going to be a multi-billionaire. I have the keys. I own all the rights to my book. You might hear some noise upstairs. I own all the rights to my book. Hence, I'm going to be a multi-billionaire. Hence, I get to start my own fermentary company bigger than all the Hollywood companies, man. Bigger than Disney, bigger than Warner Bros. So even though I'm a bit bummed out that the opportunities didn't work out for me because the doors are locked on me, I'm happy. I'm so happy because I know I'm going to be multi-billionaire and everything worked out for the good, obviously. I get to see my beautiful wife. I have the hottest woman in the world, all to myself, fresh. Whereas all those men in Hollywood got a trashy, disgusting vagina, which is fucking gross. VJ's so trash. I'd rather be single than be with a trashy wife, man. That's fucking disgusting. And that's what those men got. Those men got a VJ who's trash, man. They got a VJ who's trash, which is fucking disgusting. Fish and chips, fucking gross, disgusting, dirty, stinky sex, which is disgusting, obviously. And they also got a VJ who doesn't have the glowing beauty. Whereas I get a VJ, an upgrade VJ. I got a VJ who gets the glowing beauty. She's only going to get more fit working out on me, obviously. At the same time, she also what? She's also fresh. I get a VJ who's fresh. Whereas those men... Hence, I set the whole thing up. Hey, man, if you want to touch my wife, see her have sex, you know what I'm saying? You want to cause mess of my life, go ahead and cause mess of my life. I'm just saying, if you touch my wife, you're going to get a VJ who's trash. You're not going to get a VJ with a glowing beauty. You're going to get a VJ who's trash and dirt and trash, man. And so those men got disgusting, dirty, trashy, stinky sex, which is fucking disgusting. I'd rather be single than have sex with a trashy white man. It's fucking gross, man. Hence, I set the whole thing up. I'm a fucking genius, obviously. And it's finally, in other words, once I'm with my wife, All those men in Hollywood, and not just that, all those men got bullshit sex from VJ, obviously. Because VJ's spirit's holy, every time they have sex with her, her spirit runs away, man. Her spirit runs away, just like my spirit runs away. All these women are getting bullshit sex from Ivan. All those men got trashy, disgusting sex from VJ, which is gross. And they also got bullshit sex as VJ. Every time she has sex with them, her spirit runs away, obviously. And so they got bullshit, trashy, disgusting, stinky sex. Because they got ripped off of it. They feel like so even though those men caused mess in my life, I guarantee you all of them, oh my god, we got ripped off. We got ripped off sex from VJ. Yeah, man. They all got ripped off sex from VJ. Her spirit runs away every time they have sex with her. At the same time, they got trashy, disgusting, stinky sex. Because VJ's trash, man. She's fucking trash. She's disgusting and trash. I remember when she posted that picture of her vagina. If that's your vagina, I would never want to have sex with you. That's fucking gross, man. That's disgusting. So it looks like a fucking alien's mouth, man. That's what those men got. Whereas I get it all fresh. Yeah, Ivan set the whole thing up. The VJ Ivan gets is the VJ who's fresh. Because Ivan gets fresh sex, obviously. He also gets a VJ who has a glowing beauty. So he gets an upgrade VJ. Whereas all those men got a VJ who didn't have the glowing beauty. And they got a VJ who's trash, man. All those women in Hollywood got an Ivan who's fat. An Ivan who's fat. An Ivan who doesn't have his full-grown beard. An Ivan who looks like a kid. Whereas VJ gets an Ivan who has his full-grown beard. An Ivan who's skinny and jacked. An Ivan who's rich and who's a billionaire. Ivan with the glowing beauty. Yeah, the whole thing's set up, man. Hence, me and my wife set the whole thing up before we came here. Even though you caused mess in my life, I set the whole thing up. I ordained this to happen. If the world wants to cause mess in my life and cause mess in VJ's life, they're going to get bullshit sex from both Ivan and VJ. They're going to get an Ivan who's, if you want to lock all doors on me, you're going to get an Ivan, a sabotage bomb Ivan on YouTube. I set the whole thing up. The Ivan and VJ you see are the Ivan who don't have the glowing beauty. You don't. Hence, the only way for me and my wife to get the glowing beauty is if we have sex. If you separate us, you're not getting an Ivan and VJ with the glowing beauty. And so when you're blind, you get the veiled version of Ivan and VJ, obviously. You get a VJ who's trash, a VJ who doesn't have the glowing beauty, a VJ who's a sabotage, trashy porn star in Hollywood, sabotage career, shitty indie movies. You get a sabotage bum Ivan on YouTube, obviously. And so I set the whole thing up. And it was right now you guys are blind because you're blinded by your envy. But once I come out from death and your eyes are open, the Ivan and VJ who are now king and queen you don't see live. Ivan with his full-grown beard, glowing beauty, skinny and jacked. You don't see him live. You only see him through the doc and trends and movie. The Ivan who's a movie star, you don't see live. The VJ who's queen, alongside Ivan, is what? She's acting in Big West Rouge. You don't see that VJ live. You don't see the VJ with the glowing beauty, the VJ who's fresh. You know what I'm saying? So even though you saw VJ have sex, you got trashy, VJ's trash. You got trashy, stinky, disgusting sex, obviously. And so the whole thing's set up, obviously. The Ivan you saw as a porn star is an Ivan who's fat, who doesn't have his full-grown beard, who doesn't have a glowing beauty. The whole thing is set up, man. The Ivan you saw was the Ivan who was fat. Fat. I weigh a good 275 pounds. That's the Ivan you're going to get when I pay his fees, an Ivan who's fat, man. Ivan who's fat, poor, doesn't have a glowing beard, doesn't have his full-grown beard. And all of a sudden, when Ivan meets VJ, he loses the weight, he's jacked, skinny and jacked, he's a movie star, he's a billionaire, a multi-billionaire, he has a glowing beauty. You know what I'm saying? He has a glowing beauty, he has his full-grown... Hence why you women want me to share, because you know in the future I'm going to get that full-grown beard, man. Hence why you really want me to... You don't want VJ getting Ivan with the glowing beauty, because the Ivan and VJ you're seeing now are the veiled version of themselves. Once me and her are, have sex... We now get the glowing beauty. That's the updated version of Ivan and VJ. Me and her with the glowing beauty, glowing skin, glowing eyes, glowing hair, you know what I'm saying? Like, nice hair. That's the updated Ivan and VJ, you know what I'm saying? Living love, being young and forever. You don't want VJ getting Ivan with the full-grown beard with the glowing beauty. Hence why you women want me to share. You want VJ to share because you're selfish. You don't want VJ having full-grown beard or Ivan to alter herself, obviously. Even though we allow you to have your husbands and your wife and your girlfriend and boyfriend alter yourself, why can't you grant me and your wife the same prerogative? We're fucking God. We deserve to have each other alter ourselves. Just like you deserve to have your boyfriend and girlfriend and your wife and husband alter yourselves, we also deserve to have each other alter ourselves because we're fucking God. We created this universe. But you guys are too blinded by your envy. I don't care. I want Ivan too. I want VJ too because they're too beautiful. You want us to share because you guys are selfish hypocrites. You're selfish. You're fucking selfish people. It pisses me off so much how selfish you guys are. You guys want your full cake no matter what. No matter what, you want your full cake. It just boggles my mind how hence why you guys are nothing but a fucked up mess and wife made. You're nothing but a fucked up mess. No matter what, you want your full cake and eating it too, man. You're fucking selfish people, man. Even if Ivan sells, we get our full cake. Even if Ivan doesn't sell, if he makes videos for us on the Southwest channel, we still get our full cake. Because you want your full cake no matter what, man. No matter what, you want your full cake and eating it too. Even if Ivan chooses death and we know what it's like for him and his wife to have sex, we purposely cause mess in their life. We don't talk, we salvage the channel, we don't talk about them. We act like we don't watch their videos, like we don't give a shit about their videos. Hopefully him and VJ make videos for us because you guys want your full cake. No matter what, you want what? You want your full cake and eating it too because you guys are messed up, crazy, psychotic, nothing but a fucked up mess. Man. You guys are crazy people, man. You're crazy fucking people, and you're nothing but a mess. Man. You guys don't see it now, but once I come from death, it's finally gonna hit your minds how messed up and psychotic you guys are, man. Obviously, it's crazy. It's crazy. What? It boggles my mind how crazy and psychotic, like, some people make fun of me because of my mental illness, and you guys are 10 times more psychotic and crazier than me, man. Yeah, I have a mental illness. I'm aware of my mental illness. The keys doesn't help either. The reason why the keys doesn't help much, because I haven't grew my mind, hence why sometimes, you know what I'm saying, I have a mental illness. But compared to you guys, I'm good, man. I'm normal. As you guys are 10 times crazier than me and my wife. You guys are 10 times more psychotic and crazy than my wife. You don't see it now because you're blind by your envy. Once it comes from death, it's finally going to hit your minds how crazy and psychotic you guys are. You guys are nothing but a fucked up mess with me, man. You're crazy, psychotic people, man. You separate me and her for 30 years. 30 fucking years, man. You guys are fucking crazy. 33 decades, you won't even let me see my wife. You call them, and people make fun of me and call me crazy, and you guys are 10 times crazier than me. Yeah, even though Ivan has a mental illness and VJ is a bit crazy too, she's a whore. You know what I'm saying? Don't hate me, VJ. She's a whore. She cries tears all night. She's fucking crazy. Compared to us, Ivan and VJ are fucking good because we're fucking much crazier than them. We're crazy psychopaths. Yeah, man. You guys are crazy psychopaths. You're willing to break every moral code in the book because you guys are crazy psychopaths, obviously. Let's show my camera off here.